Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for coming in. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, share this out, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a mom, tell an ex-lover.
And guys, if you haven't noticed, we have a new guest up here. Justin is up here from Waypoint Outdoors and Adventures, so he's going to give some information out here tonight, and later on we'll keep everybody in expense in that one. What he's going to have to say. But tonight we wanted to do an update on the camping trip that we're going to be doing here in February. We also are going to be doing an update on the Bushcraft podcast that we're doing. So, Tyler, you want to talk about that?
Right. So we were talking, and we figured that it'd be a good thing if we can get people to start jumping from channel to channel for this podcast. Maybe one week I'll do a podcast on mine, and then the next week we would do one on Mark's, and then if Justin's down, maybe do one on his as well. And you guys can kind of hear different sides to some of the stuff that we talked about, whether it be bushcraft, survival, prepping, homesteading, or anything in between.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we can also do, guys, is I've been flopping between our live streams here. We can put it at this so everybody can see everybody right now. But when somebody's talking about something, I will go on full screen. NBA is in the house. Thank you for coming and joining us. We're just over there tonight listening to him sing, and let me tell you, the man can sing.
Yes, he can. He's very talented.
Rattle Trap, thank you so much for coming in here, buddy. Great to see you. Actually, I'm trying to figure a way how I can, because I was thinking about the 7-day camping trip, and it's totally about a bunch of good old boys spending the time in the wintertime, and I think it'd be really cool if I could get him to do like Country Boys Can't Survive song for that intro video that we do for the 7-day winter challenge. I think that would be so cool. So if you would like to do that, just let me know there, NBA, and we can get that all hooked up.
Absolutely.
But I want to thank everybody so much for joining us. Like we were talking about before, we're going to be swapping between the channels for doing the Bushcraft podcast. I'm still going to be doing a lot of homesteading things, but my idea was to grab 2 things that I love in my life. 3 things: Lord, bushcraft, and homesteading. How about that? So I want to try to bring that all together into one thing. And tonight we have a very good update on one. We have an updated version. Now we're looking at less than a month away. I think exactly 1 month away from the extreme camping trip. So we have a little update on the weather, what AccuWeather is saying that we're going to be dealing with. Number 2, we have Justin down below. So we're going to put Justin on a hot seat tonight because I think he's got a lot of news that he wants to tell some people.
Yeah. Is my mic on? I had my mic muted earlier.
Yeah, so. your mic is on, buddy.
It's good. Sweet. Hey, guys, thanks so much for having me here. And yeah, I'm having a good time. Thank you so much. I know there's a lot of people in here that were on my live stream the other night, and man, I love all the support. At Trail Trash, just a comment. I was starting to type when Mark threw me on the hot seat here. Yeah, I got your 5,000 emails, so I'll respond to you. I'll get that out to you, and you must be pretty stoked. Look at it's sitting right here, right there. Trail Trash, you won that last night, and Grace Martin got the survival bracelet. So anyway, am I supposed to let the cat out of the bag?
You can let the cat out of the bag all you want.
Yeah, so I've got a thing that I'm doing that's coming up here in about a month, almost exactly a month away. I'm going to be doing an extreme winter survival challenge, and oh, by the way, it's with these guys that are on the live stream. So they've invited me to be a part of it. It's not my deal. I mean, we're going to have fun. It's going to be a blast, and so we've been talking, we've been brainstorming ideas, and I'll just tell you, these guys, Mark and Tyler, are both super creative. We had a blast this afternoon kind of talking through some stuff, and You guys are not going to want to miss this challenge. There's nothing like this that's been done that we can find on YouTube, at least that anybody's seen. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm stoked. I'm new to this community. I know a lot of you guys have been around for a lot longer than I have, and I'm just an idiot when it comes to YouTube. I've been kind of just posting videos, doing my own thing, and just hoping that maybe somebody would watch them someday. And then I was out and I was just watching a video, and there's Tyler. Let me check his channel. It says Bushcraft. I like that. So, and I met all you guys through that. So, it's been awesome. It's been fun to get to know some of you guys, and it'll be fun to take part in this challenge. I'm honored, Tyler, Mark. I'm honored to be a part of it. So thanks for asking.
Absolutely. And like I said, thanks for contacting me. You kind of contacted me through email. We was kind of talking about, some of the things that you've done. And I got a hold of Mark and Chris, and I said, hey, I think we should probably have this individual come up and do this challenge with us. He's got a great set of skills. He's very talented at filming and editing. I think he'll be a great part to our addition to this winter survival thing that we're going to be doing. And I was honored and happy to have you along. Me and Mark feel the same way. We were just absolutely blessed for you to come up and do this with us. And it's going to be one of those things that you see a lot of YouTubers talk about is meeting up and collabing with other YouTubers. So this is it. This is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be meeting each other and going out and having a fun time. There's going to be some worse weather and everything else that's going to be going against us, but we're going to pull through it. And we're going to pull off the best series that you guys are going to see here on YouTube. I promise you that.
All right, so guys, I want to say a big shout out to a lot of people that are in the chat right now. Sister Sybil's in the house. We're going to go through this and call everybody out. I seen Iron Dog was in the house. Texas Jungle was in the house. Trail Trash Outdoors. Hike with Mike. Come and Explore with Alex. Mountain Bushcraft Alliance, MBA. Guys, if you haven't checked him out, go check him out. He has some really cool Sunday singing and stuff like that. You're going to really enjoy it. And he just gave the okay that he would be honored to do our Country Boy Can't Survive by Hank Williams Jr. for our intro for our 7-day challenge, which I think is awesome. That is going to be really cool, guys. So if you haven't checked out MBA, Apollo, go lay down. Go check him out. Blake's in the house. Cornish Exploring with Alex. I said that one. Grace Martin is in the house. Rattle Trap Fishing. Premier Hell. Hey, buddy. How's it going? I figured it out how to get this all hooked up and running. So thank you for your input on that one also. Mr. Fusion. Sybil. Rattle Trap. Okay, I think I got everybody. Wait, no, I didn't. Finley River is in the house. How's it going, brother? Good to see you. Hope the hunting is going well. Nice one to go watch, guys. If you're late night, you want to see some good old coon hunting, there you go. Great one to watch. I think I got everybody caught up. So we're going to have a good night tonight. We're going to be, like I said, we're going to be showing some stuff off, showing some stats off and stuff like that. Talking about a bunch of stuff we've been planning. Me and Tyler have been planning this now for almost 2 months. It's getting down to the wire here because we're a month out now. So now it's time to get everybody engaged, get our ideas in place and stuff like that, because 1 or 2 people for a collab isn't hard to get into and get things lined up. But when you bring 4 in, it can get to make sure everybody can have that time off. Family, we got to, we're going away from family for a week. There's a lot of stuff that's involved in this. So there's a lot of things that people don't see behind the scenes of what actually spends on there. I mean, the hours that are inputted in this, making sure the licenses are right, everything that goes involved with what we're going to be doing. There's a lot involved. So I want to thank everybody for taking and being patient with us, but it is coming up really quick here, and it should be really good.
Yeah, time's already flying by. Like I said, we kind of just scratched the surface on game planning, what achievements we want to do out there. Whether it be some kind of a build series, some kind of a certain fire, stuff like that. And we're just now at that point where we're scratching the surface of figuring out because we have 4 different people on this trip. That means we have 4 different type of filmers, 4 type of people that do things differently. Maybe not on everything, but there's going to be definitely some things that people are going to be doing differently. out there. So, we're just kind of getting to know everyone's style, the way they do their things out in the woods a little bit better.
So if you guys if you could do me the favor, share it out, put it on your social media. Let's kick this out so that you can watch the replay. Obviously, that's a good way to do it. But the interaction with the chat now would be really good. It does help grow your channel and helps everybody else out. So the first thing that I want to show and talk about is, and you guys in the Tyler and Justin, you will be able to hear and you'll be able to talk. We're just going to throw up this screen here. So
Absolutely. And the thing is, too, we kind of plan this to where, as crazy as it may sound, we try to plan this to where we're going to have the worst possible weather that we can get. So that's kind of what our game plan here was.
Yeah. So Mark, the other thing you can do, obviously everybody realizes it's just a guess out there. You look at even the week before, the temperatures are drastically colder, and it could just as easily be below zero as it could be 40 degrees. You just never know. And
right.
And so we're hoping for some colder weather so we can make this as epic as possible.
Absolutely, and I'm trying to type up an article that we got from the Wausau Daily Herald of last year in February. So I'll bring that up here so you guys can see this.
Yeah, B Fowler says plan for the worst, pray for the best. We're kind of going opposite. We're well, they're not playing, but we're hoping, we're praying for the worst. Right? At least I am. I mean, this is a winter adventure. This is an extreme winter adventure. Let's go as extreme as we can get, right?
So guys, this is what I typed in. So this is wisconsin.gov.
Yep.
So these are some of the things that we're going to be looking forward to. I'm hoping that we can have some kind of extreme weather, but at the same time, I'm hoping it doesn't get too extreme because that would be, last year was miserable. Absolutely right, beef hauler. You just got to adapt with it. So whatever it's going to be, we're going to be out there. So it ain't going to change our mind or change our plans or anything like that. It's just going to be either it's going to be fun or it could get pretty icky quick.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
the other part we're talking about today is, up here, old saying goes to stick around for a while. The weather will change. It changes by the minute in Wisconsin. It's never predictable.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, in some regards, you're right. I mean, you get plan for the worst, hope for the best to some degree. Weather can play a huge. I mean, that can completely alter our plans. I mean, we get out there, and depending on weather, we may not be able to do what we expected to do. But I mean, that regardless of whether or not we can go out there and fulfill our bucket list and our plans, what we want to accomplish or not. It's going to be epic. I mean, it's some of the best adventures I've ever been on are things that got turned upside down, whether it was weather or, other outside circumstances. Going on a road trip and you break down, and it creates, those some of the most memorable experiences. And so regardless, I'm excited. I think we'll have a great time, whether or not stuff goes our way. It's going to make for some good video for sure. So. Well, it looks like I'm here alone. Oh, there he is. He's back.
I just closed the door because the dogs are running around. That's a very good point, and it can change, rapidly, really quick, and it could change the outcome of what we're going to be doing. And the first and foremost of my thing down here is safety. I've been doing this all my life. So, and what's really cool here is you have me and Justin from the north. And we got some good old boys coming up from the south. So this is going to be a really big experience for them. But we get to meet and do a lot of great things. And you guys in the chat and everybody that's in the surrounding channels has been asking for these videos of this extreme winter camping. So you're getting what we heard what you're saying. And we're going to do what you've been asking. So this is going to be a really cool one. Hey, Chelsea.
Like Mark was saying, a lot of people, I've heard this a lot on my channel. I've heard a lot on a few other channels. We want to, there's a lot of things that we want to go out there and we want to prove to ourselves. One of the biggest things for me is that, because I moderate and I have these friends that have really big channels that are, survivalists, bushcrafters, whatever. I feel like I need to kind of make a statement on where I stand, as far as being up there and doing the kind of stuff that they do, so that's one of the things I want to prove to myself. I'm sure, like I said, everyone's got their reasons why they want to do this. And a lot of it is for you guys. I mean, you guys watch our content, you guys are active, you guys comment, you guys tell us, what you want to see. And this is how we're kind of repaying you guys is doing what, you want to see that you may watch on some of the bigger channels because they have that luxury of doing it. So we've been sitting here, we've been, saving up for this. We've been doing and planning, trying to get this to be about as epic as we can get it for you guys. So I truly do hope you guys enjoy this.
Always, Amy, thank you for joining us. Guys, don't forget, on the way in, hit the thumbs up, share and like it out. You guys aren't going to want to miss this. Obviously, some people had gotten the notifications. YouTube is not our friend. So we're counting on you guys more or less to be the ones out there to, we can only do so much for sharing things out and doing that. We also need our fellow followers to help share this out on your social tabs, your Twitter, anything to get this information out, because there hasn't been a whole lot on YouTube about this. Not for 7 days, not bringing 4 guys together and not doing the extremeness of this. So
absolutely. And make sure too that Mark brought that up. As creators, we have a studio that we can go into that kind of helps us manage our channels a lot better. And one of the things that I realized the other day, as I was showing Mark, is that we can see, all of our subscribers. We know who subscribed to our account. We know how many of you guys actually click the bell and hit all notifications. I was looking yesterday night, out of the 2,340 people that are subscribed to my channel, only 15.8% of my subscribers actually have the click all notifications on my channel. So like I said, if you guys don't want to miss this epic episode between any of the channels that you see, or any channels for that matter that you watch, make sure, it doesn't hurt to go in there and make sure that you click on our profile and you see the all ring button.
The other thing that
'cause
happened
really does
as
help us
of,
out.
it was January 1st. If you guys didn't notice it, there was a new account with Google. I think it came out on the 25th or a little bit after there. And they wanted you to accept their terms and services. And me and Tyler went and checked this out later on here, like a week ago on my channel. And Chelsea was with us on that one. There was a lot of stuff that I had that was cleared out because when that terms and services came out from Google, it reset our Google accounts. So it might not be that you're not getting the notifications from your fellow YouTubers that you do follow, is because they reset everything. So it's really good to go check your stuff out periodically and make sure that you have those things checked out, because no one wants to miss anything. No one wants to, especially with these channels. If you guys put out a new video, I'd love to come and watch, but if I don't get a notification, I'm not there. And it doesn't matter if you're there all the time, because Tyler did a live stream. Trail Trash Outdoors did a live stream last night. I did not get a notification. Tyler told me today that he was on. So those are the things that you have to, because if our phone can be sitting right next to us, but if that dinger don't go off, I have no idea.
Right. And I said, if you guys don't, hear from a channel in a while, whether it's our channel or, someone else that you guys really enjoy watching, it doesn't hurt to, go in there and see what you've missed out and try to figure out, kind of do some research on your own why you haven't been getting the notifications that you should be getting. Like I said, a lot of that ties into, the settings that you have, whether you have your notifications on all or only half or maybe even none. There's a few channels I had notifications and I didn't turn on notifications at all for that channel. And I ran into them not that long ago and I was like, holy crap, I feel bad because I forgot all about your channel, and I had to go in there and correct the situation. So,
all right, guys. So the other thing that we want to do is we're going to be, obviously, Tyler works construction. He does concrete. So right now, in this time of year, Tyler's off of work. So the GoFundMe account that we've been pasting, that we've been running for this until the time comes, is helping Tyler. So for number one is to make sure that his bills are paid, because he's coming up here and right now he's unemployed, and this is going to help Tyler so that he can come up here, do the 7 days, but at the same time know that his stuff at home is taken care of. So if you guys can do that, the GoFundMe link is there. That is a great opportunity to help him out. I appreciate each and every one of you if you do that, and if you say I don't have anything, I can't do that. Just by watching his ads and clicking on his ads on his video, spending time on his playlist is another great way to help Tyler out.
Absolutely.
I love chickens. They're so sweet, Amy. Yeah, they are until they get ornery.
Yeah, they've been talking about different things with chickens in there.
I love my girls, but I'll tell you what, sometimes during the wintertime, they get a little on the ornery side. Plymouth Rocks, yep. Howie, how's it going, buddy? Food Forest, glad you could join us. But these are going to be some really cool things that are going to be coming up here. And some of the video and the video effects and stuff that we've been talking about today of how to start this out, and the amount of equipment that's going to be out there. If you guys remember 20, 30 years ago, it would take a trailer, 2 or 3 semi-trailers to do what we're doing today with technology, just to do this live stream. So you can imagine what it would take to do an actual video like what we're going to be doing. It's and then you throw in the extreme environment, the moisture, the water, the cold, everything like that. It would be a massive event to try to do this. And I think that's the reason why you don't see it on YouTube, is because people have put it together that it's a very, very tough thing to do.
Yeah, not only is it tough from just a physical standpoint, survival standpoint, it's tough because it's hard to get your batteries and all your gear charged. You never know what the weather is going to be like, and there's just a lot more risk to it. So this is my as I was talking with Tyler and Mark a bit. This is kind of my wheelhouse. That's why I'm excited. I take people out that don't know a ton and give them exposure to cold weather camping and things. It's a whole different experience, and it's so much fun when you're going with people at the same level, and everybody's kind of doing their thing, but it's not, you're not in the I love going out and teaching people, bringing people along for the journey, and I think that's part of what I love about YouTube is it allows us to be able to expand that audience. And even though you're not physically coming along with us, you're virtually coming along with us and you're part of the journey, and we get to share that with you, and you kind of get to experience it through us. And my hope, and I know Mark and Tyler, our hope is that that you guys not only learn something, find some enjoyment out of it, but that you find the courage and maybe gain a little wisdom to be able to go do something like that yourself, because it is there is nothing like, and I know a lot of you guys have experienced it, just any kind of camping, just getting out of the craziness and the busyness of the world we live in, and just taking time to step back and relax. And I think it's how we're designed to operate. So
the funny thing is what you said there, Justin, is I remember a couple of years back, I took a guy out to up here north of where I'm at, and he wanted to do some extreme winter camping. I told him the gear to bring and the stuff like that, and he was physically fit. He had no problem doing a lot of stuff around here, but when we got into that extreme environment, first thing I noticed is that he's drinking a lot more water than what he expected he was going to drink. He got overheated and he got sweated up. And to make a long story short, is that I had to pull a pin at 5 o'clock because I was worried that he wasn't going to make it through the night. The shelters that we had, because they're all primitive. There was no tents, no nothing like that. With these kind of environments, we really have to be aware of how our body's reacting. Because when it's that cold, a little bit of sweat can ruin your day. Or if you're, and the other thing is water. You don't, like you said today, you don't feel like you're thirsty, so you have no need to drink. And then you become dehydrated, and then you really start to be sluggish and stuff like that. So those are the other things that we're gonna encounter when we're out there. The other thing, guys, that I wanted to talk about is that unlike every other survival video that everybody's been seeing out there, that's been whatever you guys watch, we have laws and statutes that we're gonna have to follow and guide and actually abide by when we're out there. So one of the problems that we're having right now is in Wisconsin. The hunting and fishing privileges are there, but in the area that we're at, we're not going to be able to do anything because it's a trout stream. Trout season is closed. Fur bear license. You have to go through an actual class in Wisconsin and take the trapper's course, get your fur bearing license, and you have to have somebody that can nominate you in order to do that. So there's some things that you have to follow. So when we do this, the food that we're going to be doing, we'll be taking with us in other aspects. So, like, I'm going to be bringing stuff from my homestead, some of the chickens that I raised, stuff like that. Justin was talking about some of the hunts that he just recently went on, and Tyler went. So when these foods come out and you're like, well, where did this come from? If you go back and watch our channels, you'll see where the food came from, because it does, like, my stuff is all coming off the homestead. Justin's all going to be coming off of his videos that he's made, and same with Tyler. And it's just the fact is that we can't, without breaking some laws, do the whole actual situation when we're trapping, we're fishing, we're doing that. We would love to, but as soon as you do, the DNR are going to be all over you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is making sure that we're out here, we're abiding by laws. Right now, granted, this was a a real life survival situation. We wouldn't be recording this. You guys wouldn't know, what we endure and what was happening, because it'd be idiotic to kind of record an actual real life survival situation. So all the videos that you guys see between other YouTube channels where they do these survival challenges. You got to understand that these are scenario type videos. These are purely for your entertainment, and hopefully you guys learn a few things to do in case of a situation like that.
If this was in October, November, we would have no problem to do exactly the same thing you're seeing everything else. But here in Wisconsin, when you get into the end of January, February, it's so cold that the animals don't even want to go out and do anything. So if you see some deer tracks, obviously deer season is closed. We can't hunt them anyway. Small game, most of the small game that we're going to be seeing are the tracks that we're seeing would be they only come out when it's 20, 30 degrees. Otherwise, they go into a hibernation state too. So if a rabbit would come by, we might see a rabbit. Birds we'll see a lot of, but surely no one here wants to be eating chickadees for 7 days.
No, I got to have some steak in me.
Lost video and audio.
No, it's still good on my end.
B. Fowler said he lost video and audio. Huh. Otherwise, they go.
Yeah, it's still good on my end.
So good here. Oh, try refreshing. Yeah, I'm showing that we got an awesome signal. We're good to go. So we're.
Another thing too that I want to talk about was the what do you guys do on your downtime? When you're sitting there, all your camp chores are done for the day. You got what you want recorded, and you're just sitting there relaxing next to a campfire. What do you guys do? Do you guys whittle? Do you guys read a book? That's what I'm curious to know.
Yeah, for me, it just really depends on the day. And I went out on a 5-day winter survival. I didn't take any food, water. I basically just literally, I mean, you saw I just released a silent video version of it. And I wanted to test what it was like with no calories coming in. And so I was out there for 5 days, and I had some cattails, some pine bark, some different things like that I ate. But I was literally just out there starving. So in that scenario, your motivation is limited. You start to feel that calories. You got enough food in you. If I have enough food in me, my mind's racing. I'm thinking about something, and I'm trying to create or craft something to make my time out there more convenient or more luxurious or whatever. So that's what I'm doing. I'm probably not so much. I'm not like a whittler in terms of handcraft and fine carved things, but I'm a creator out there. So making stuff.
The same thing is what I'm looking at too. Is depending on the temps is gonna play a big role in our ability to do things, because not only that is most guys don't understand, and when you're in an extreme environment, your calorie intake is huge. You're burning energy as you're sleeping because your body's just trying to stay warm. So one of the biggest things that we have to recognize is, and in my opinion, is when Tyler brought this to my attention, and the reason why he asked me is because of my background and some of the things that I have been a part of, with the ice and water rescue, being part of the EMS, being in the military, having survival training, having cold weather training. The biggest thing that I'm thinking about as the time we're out there is, number one, is that we can have a good time and have fun, but at the same time is the safety aspect of this, because I think there's a reason why you don't see much of this, because this can turn really bad in a hurry. So that's kind of what I want to be when we're out there. I'm hoping that we have a couple days that are cold. It looks like we're going to have a couple days of snow. It looks like we got 1 or 2 days that we're going to be at 0 and a negative, but that could change rapidly very quick. Today we weren't supposed to get any snow, and it's been snowing all day. So,
Right on.
Yep. Yeah, I'm curious to know with you guys, because I don't know you that well. We've never camped out together. There's those guys that wake up before the sun comes up, and then there's the guys that sleep until noon. What are you?
It all depends on the mood the night before. I mean, if you stay up until 2 or 3 shooting the crap, and you're like going to bed, or you get up earlier in the morning. The problem is that no matter how you look at it, it's not going to get light out till 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's
Yep.
not like during the summertime when 5 o'clock the sun's rising up and you're ready to go when you're out here. And then at the same
Yep.
time at nighttime it's dark at 4:30, 5 o'clock. So there is gonna be a lot of chance for sleeping. We're gonna be working on. Hey Bernie, good to see you. We're gonna try to work on getting some kind of lights system set up around the camp. You guys didn't notice I had the battery charged lights for the camera. I'm going to be showing on a video how we make the hobo lanterns, and we're going to set some of them up so we can get some kind of ambient light around the fire so we can sit around and you guys can actually see us and what we're doing and what we're talking about. But usually I'm a medium bird for getting up. Depends on if it's cold and I have coffee does a big thing. If I smell coffee, that's just like time to get up.
See, it depends again. It depends on the situation. Mostly, because I've done construction for so long, I have to usually be up about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to get my day going.
Mhm.
But here recently, since I've been laid off, I've been sleeping in till 10:30, 11. I feel like a bum. But out there in the woods, it doesn't really matter, how late I stay up. I'm usually up pretty early because I love waking up to that cold, brisk air in the morning. That's one of my favorite things I like about camping is that cold, brisk air that wakes you up. It's kind of your natural alarm clock.
I think it's going to be a lot like the first day of hunting, Tyler. Remember the opening day of deer season?
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it's going to be like. It's like
Yep.
no one's going to be able to sleep, and then you're going to burn yourself out until okay, I gotta go and crash because I'm just burnt right out, and then you're going to start it over because every day everybody's going to be so amped up to go and do something exciting and new. I think that's going to keep us running. We're going to need a week after we get back just to recuperate.
Absolutely. Not only that, but Mark is big on his coffee. I'm not so much a coffee drinker. I don't mind it, especially when I'm out camping. But I tell you what, I hear some bacon sizzling on a pan. I'll be up. I will be dressed in 0.2 seconds. If I hear that bacon going, I am there.
The other thing too that really gets you going is I love, especially when I'm out in the outdoors, I love my pine tea. That is like the bomb. And I got a secret tree that's out there that I go to every time I'm camping out there. I got to hit that tree because I'll walk through the bush and I'll be pulling pine needles and chewing on them, trying to find that perfect one because I know the flavor I'm looking for. And when you find it, it's like, wow. And when you make that and you drink that, it's like an instant rush of the vitamin C, the nutrients and minerals that you're looking for. It warms you up. But it's all in all, it's a really good drink. And I love making pine tea when I'm out in the woods. But I only do it in the wintertime because obviously in the summertime, it just ain't the same. But it just seems like when you get that ice, like you said, that cold brisk morning, you wake up and grab a cup of tea. It's really good. But, yeah, Donald, and eat a dozen eggs a day. Basil, tomato, mushrooms, meat some days. Well, we definitely have the eggs taken care of.
We're talking about food. I'm looking at that fridge like it's about to get raided.
Sweet.
I tell you.
I'm an early riser, so it sounds like I'll be making some coffee and cooking some breakfast to get you guys out of bed.
Like I said, put that bacon on that pan. I'll be there. Whatever you need, I'll have it.
You know what? You know what'd be really good that I haven't done in a long time is I call it poor man's bacon. Is when you take a chuck roast and you slice that up nice and thin, and then you cold smoke it, and it's exactly like bacon, and it's really really good. And you put that in a pan. Maybe we can do something like that.
And see, that's another thing too. We need to tell everyone is that you're going to be getting different sides to each of this 7-day challenge from all different videos. That's kind of like the cool, neat factor about this whole thing is you're going to be seeing things on my channel that you're not going to be seeing on Mark's, and you're going to be seeing stuff on Mark's that you're not going to see on Justin's, and vice versa. And what we want to do too is we all been talking about some sort of a signature dish that we're going to be doing for cooking for everyone. That's another thing coming up. One of my favorites that I love making, which is, it sounds really weird when you talk about it, is cooking some kind of a steak de Burgo. I don't know if you guys ever tried that. It's a steak cooked in 2 different types of wine. It is one of my favorites, and I can make it really good. I am going to brag about that. I can make a good steak. So I am looking forward to sharing that out with the guys that are going to be doing this video with, and I'm looking forward to what they have to throw out there on the campfire dinner.
I'll tell you what though, there is nothing that can beat a steak that you fry on an open fire. You do the old wrap around stick and you throw it on that fire and you get that smoke taste. You get the outdoors. And I'm coming from. I've got a bunch of grills you guys can go watch. I've got a whole bunch of smoking videos. I'm pretty good behind the grill. I'm really good behind the pit. Well, it's for some reason when you throw one of those steaks on an open fire, there's something about it. It just is awesome.
They're throwing out comments and ideas of what to cook over there. Everything tastes better over the fire. A soy burger tastes better over the fire.
I don't know if I could do that. I'm not a soy burger.
You have me until you said soy, and after that, I'm just.
If there's any salvaging a soy burger, it's over the fire. That's the only possible solution.
That's like the first time Mama threw tofu at me and said, "Here, try this." And I went,
I like tofu. My stepdad's Japanese, so I grew up with that kind of Asian food, and that was. So.
I like Asian food. She asked me, she's like, "You're not afraid to eat anything," and I'm not. I mean, it could be squirrel on a stick. I don't care if it's cooked. I'll eat it. But just something with that tofu is just like, I don't know if it's the texture that gets me or what it is, but.
I got deer heart cooking in the crock pot downstairs, so tomorrow we're gonna dip into that.
There you go.
That's what my wife is making tomorrow is a deer roast with some rosette potatoes and carrots and celery. So I'm looking forward to that. B. Fowler, he's not here now. I'll say B. Fowler was saying that the smoked deviled eggs was delicious. So he must have tried that after you made that video.
Dude, that was I watched that video, Mark. That was a great idea. I'm gonna have to try that. The smoked deviled eggs. He's gone.
Yeah. I can eat, I can pretty much eat anything and not really get, too weirded out about what it is. But there is something about deviled eggs, hard boiled eggs that it's just, I don't know if it's a texture thing that comes with it, but I just don't like it. I've drank raw eggs in a glass. Sunny side up, scrambled, fried, no issues. But when it comes to deviled eggs, I'm not a fan of it. I don't know why. And I'm mad because it smells good. It looks good from all the times I see it. And I don't know what it is about it.
Yep. Dude, we were talking about your smoked deviled eggs.
Oh, they were good too.
Mark, those look phenomenal. Somebody commented on that. I watched that video. That was I stocked that one away for when we get the smoker out in the summer.
I'll tell you what, anything that you can do that is smoked. Another good one that's going to be coming out here, guys, shortly is I got it in the production process, is a twice smoked maple bourbon ham. And I'll tell you what, you want something phenomenal. That boy, let me tell you, that makes any ham that you buy. And what I love doing about that is that you can take the cheapest ham that you can find and you throw that in a smoker and you do that twice smoked maple glaze on there. And that just turns that ham into some unbelievable flavors in there. It is so good.
Nice. So what you're saying is when we do this video, when we go on this adventure, we're not going to be showing 7 days of ramen noodles.
No.
Or mountain house meals, right?
I'm not a fan of Mountain House, and there's a story behind Mountain House, and they might have changed their recipe after that. But I had their breakfast I think it was eggs and sausage, and I had a hash brown or something that was in there like a mix. And I'll tell you what, I got a steel gut, and that thing had me running. I mean, I was not a happy camper. So
they serve their purpose. You're hiking fast and light. Yeah. It's fine, but yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the things that you guys will, Tyler, and you'll figure out is that there's nothing worse than having to get up when it's ice cold because the rumble in the Bronx is going on, and now you got to go find a tree or something like that. It is not a fun time.
Yep. Hey, Donald Morris just asked, we're going to tap some sugar maples. Depending on weather, if it gets up above freezing and down, we might be able to do some kind of primitive tapping of those. And that's getting close to the season there would be.
And actually, if it does get warm, if we get above 30, we can tap into the birch trees because there's a lot of birch there.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Birch is actually a little bit nicer on the belly and everything else. As far as if you guys haven't ever done that and you go and take a couple maple syrup coming right out of the tree and you drink that, it's good for the first couple sips, and then after that it can get pretty rough. Where birch is a little bit nicer on you. You can actually just take a big swig of that and you'll feel refreshed. You got that sugar, because sugar is a big portion of your ability to do things outside when it's cold. So,
yep.
But yeah, we'll definitely be doing that. Night, Sybil. Sybil, you leaving? I just wore out from camping the last 2 days. Take care and God bless. Glad you could come in here, Sybil.
See, I'm going to be taking roughly 2 bags. I'm going to have my one big bag with everything, all my gear packed. I'm going to be carrying my little day rucksack that I'll be doing for, my daily chores and, kind of picking stuff up as I go, because as Mark said, birch bark, that's one of my favorite kind of trees that we actually don't have a lot of here. So I do plan on when I leave, by the time this trip is all done and over with, I'm going to leave with at least a bag full of birch bark so I have some when I come back.
You don't have any birch trees down there, huh?
We have like 1 or 2 that I have seen, and they're about 3 hours away from me. And the bad part is I only saw the birch bark on the ground. I didn't actually see the tree, but being birch bark on the ground, there's a tree somewhere. After like 2 hours of looking, I couldn't find it. So I've had that same little bits and pieces of birch bark for like the last year that I've been kind of conservatively using.
So Bernie, I'll have to go check that out about the Colt Python pistol. That looks interesting. I will have to go. Sassafras. Ooh.
Yeah.
And maybe if I'm really into things, maybe I can make some toast and have some dandelion jelly.
There you go.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, if we can find some dandelions in season.
Well, I already did the dandelion. I had them in season.
Oh, you've already got the jelly. Yeah. Yeah. I thought you were talking about going and making it out there. Yeah.
Sassafras. Huh. I didn't know that.
I'll tell you what, though, you think about the dandelion and just the properties of that dandelion, but when you go and that was a trick I found out I've done everything with dandelion, and I had a subscriber ask me one time, hey, have you ever made jelly out of it? And I'm like, that might be a good idea. Well, when we started making it, we picked all the flower heads and we cleaned them all up and got it going, and we got them in a pot. And I was like, dandelion is very bitter, and the bitter properties of it is where the medicinal side of things are. It's a detox. So it cleans out your kidneys, cleans out your liver, and I could smell the bitters coming up off the pot, and I'm like, I don't know if this is going to taste good. I'm just the yellowish green and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be as good as what everybody's saying. As soon as I added that honey, or not honey, but the sugar to that, sugar. It turned my whole house into, it just smelled like honey, and I looked like Winnie the Pooh with a jar. I'm just sitting there going, ooh,
Oh, you add 6 cups of sugar to anything. I watched that video. That's what my wife said. You add 6 cups of sugar to anything, it makes it taste good.
Oh, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. The whole house smelled like honey, and that was the cool part about it. Then I started watching people. I started making butter with it and doing all this other stuff, and I'm like, wow, I haven't tried syrup. Like, man, oh, man. Yeah, you add sugar to anything, it turns out pretty good.
Yep. Roast sugar over the fire. There you go. 2 best things on the planet.
Yeah.
Roasting something over the fire and adding sugar.
Another thing, too, that I was just thinking about as I was listening. Rhubarb. Do you guys have rhubarb down there, Mark?
Rhubarb, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
a bee. Our stuff has a bee on the end of it, yeah.
Do you know how to make jelly out of that?
Absolutely. I got a whole cannery full of it.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, some toast in the morning with that on there.
You think that's good? Do you think that's good? There's we have jalapeno jelly, which is amazing. We have we have normal apple jelly that we have for the trees here, and then what we call apple butter. And that's got cinnamon and all the good stuff in there, which is just phenomenal.
Like I said, I'm not really the homesteader. I don't really kind of experiment with the stuff just yet. It's something I want to really make sure I know what I'm doing when it comes to wild edibles, because as a lot of you guys know, there's a lot of edibles that plants that look like they're edible, and they might resemble or copy something that's really healthy or nutritious, but it can actually be poisoning for you. So I haven't done too much of that yet until I feel 100% confident in myself to kind of branch into that kind of aspect of wild edibles and bushcrafting and homesteading. But my mom, on the other hand, she's actually a really good homesteader. She has a huge garden. And since we're on the topics of jams, I want to show you guys what a Carolina Ghost Reaper jam looks like.
You gotta bring that along, because I want to try that.
Oh, that's exactly what I was thinking. That is the 2 hottest peppers ever made into a jam. Now you want to talk about waking up? That'll wake you up.
I just picked up.
You sleep too long, we'll just rub some of that on your lips.
Yeah.
I actually picked up a little thing of some ghost pepper sauce here, some ghost pepper hot sauce, and I figured, it's in the store. It ain't gonna be that effective. Well, when I cracked that top and I put that on my, we made some Italian sandwiches, and she fried up some nice strips of beef, and we had onions, and we had the peppers and all that other stuff. So I put all that and then she put mushrooms in there and cheese over the top, and started eating that sandwich. And I'm like, I'm gonna try this ghost pepper sauce, and I cracked that lid. And I'm like, it can't be that bad. Smelled it, fine. Across the whole sandwich. First bite I took, I'm like, yep, you're my ghost peppers. I know how them things taste. And instantly my head went boom. And I'm like, this is so the next sandwich was a lot lighter on it. So
Yeah, see, this is I think this is around 90% Carolina Reaper, and the other 10% is the ghost pepper, which at the time ghost pepper was the hottest, and then someone crossbreeded it with a Carolina pepper, and now we have a Carolina Reaper pepper, which I think I'm pretty sure it's still one of the hottest peppers out there, if not the hottest pepper. But like I said, and this can be very manageable too. If you have the luxury of having sour cream or something on a bagel, and you swipe some of that on there, it's actually pretty good.
the story behind it, Tyler, is the ghost pepper, which I have a bag here waiting for Tyler of dried ghost peppers. Started, and then somebody decided that they were going to take a Trinidad pepper, and they spliced and did their thing, and then they became a scorpion pepper. The story behind a Reaper is it is a cross between a ghost pepper and the Trinidad scorpion pepper. And it still holds to this day the being one of the hottest peppers in the world in the Guinness Book of World Records, and it's on the Scoline scale as the hottest pepper. There is a new one coming out, a pepper that is supposed to be hotter than a Reaper pepper. But as growing up here in the Northwoods and trying to grow these hot peppers, it's extremely hard. I did have a good batch the year before, had some really good peppers. This last year, because of our growing season, wasn't so good. I got plants, but I got no peppers at all because it was just way too cold, and I didn't have anything hot enough to get them to where they needed to be. But I'll tell you what, you put one of them Trinidads in your mouth, you got a fight going on there.
He said, "Oh man, that's death in a jar." Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I took a baby bite of it the other day, and everything Spicy's live stream, and I had instant regrets when I did that. So,
I like spicy stuff, but it's got to have good flavor. For me, it's I used to go crazy and just what's the hottest thing I could take, and I'll be honest, one of my favorite flavors is just it's old school habanero. That's I don't know what it is. I like the flavor of it.
See, the habaneros, I don't like the waxy taste of them. But a ghost pepper, or like the Trinidad scorpion pepper, has a really good flavor to it, and then it kicks in the heat, and it's like 1,000 needles in your mouth at one specific time. But as far as we grew a couple years back, we grew what they're called lemon drops. and you bite into this pepper, and it at the beginning tastes like a lemon. It tastes exactly like a lemon, and then the heat kicks in, and you're like, oh man, what just happened?
Yeah.
You know.
You'll have that.
But if as far as like Tyler's jelly and stuff like that, you can take that jelly and use that for a glaze. So if you want to take like a ham or some kind of meat, when you bring it up to temp and you want to be 20 to 30 degrees away from your final point. So if you're shooting like on a ham is about 170, 165 in that area. So at the 140 mark, 120 mark, I would glaze it with that jelly and just let it sit in the smoker and let it soak in. And the taste, it would be a little on the spicy side, but the taste is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Hey, Grace.
Sweet. So it sounds like there's going to be some sort of a contest out there. So you're going to make sure you watch that episode.
Yeah.
Who can blow fire from their rear?
That's another thing too. We want to get as much feedback before we head out there, before we do this trip. We really want to get you guys as actively involved in this as much as we are. So, suggestions on, do you guys want to see more of the primitive and knowledgeable side where it's more of an instructions on, how to do this, how to do that? Or are you guys looking to watch this and, just see a blast, 4 guys out there having fun, 4 different backgrounds, just coming together, meeting up and shooting this, epic series that you're not going to be seeing anywhere else? Or do you want like a mixture of both? You want to see the funny, fun times along with some of the more serious and crucial points of the trip that we'll be enduring.
Or the pain of Tyler eating his ghost pepper jelly.
Yeah, too.
Because you know what? The old saying goes is you got to bring what you got to eat what you bring.
Yeah, that's true.
Trailer chats, a little bit of both. That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yep. And each one of us, we've been talking, and we're all unique. We all have different way that we approach things, and I think you're going to see maybe some challenges with that because we kind of we all like to get out there, and we've all kind of been in charge, taking groups out and doing different things, but you're going to see a lot of different approaches, a lot of different things. I'm excited to learn a ton, and it's Mark's home court, right? So he's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of even if we get in, depending on how much snow we have, if there's anything edible. I mean, that's a lot of that is all location, location specific.
Right.
A ton of stuff that's out there. I'm looking forward to really maybe just gleaning some stuff, some of that you've learned from just doing the homesteading. And
so
apply that to bushcraft stuff.
Yeah, when I was out in Arizona and doing the desert survival, I was like I was a fish out of water. Yeah. Because it's not what I'm used to doing, and I learned so much about the different kind of cactus that I can eat, the bugs, and rattlesnakes. I don't want to undo them; they're poisonous, but are they good eating? Let me tell you, I was shocked how well and how good they taste. The different types of shelters, how to get or obtain water, keeping yourself there was the big thing was trying to stay cool, because one thing that the guys in the South don't realize is the guys from the North, our blood is thicker because it has to deal with our environment. It has to deal with the cold temps. So when the fall comes in, and this goes way back into the Indians, what they would do is it's called a barberry root, and they would take the plant. And it could make their blood thicker, and it could by eating a part of the root, and it would make their blood thinner by eating the fruit. So during the winter times, they would thicken their blood so that they were able to handle the cold. And then during the springtime, they would go and harvest the fruit, and they'd make a tincture out of it, and then they would use that to thin their blood out so that they could handle the heat of the flatlands and the prairies. So it's a proven fact out there that the guys up here have thicker blood that keeps them warmer. So when you take somebody like, if I would go down in Tyler's neck of woods in the summertime, I'd be sweating. I'd probably lose 20 pounds just because of me sweating so much, because I'm not used to that heat difference. Or if we go down to Texas, I'd be like dying at 6 o'clock in the morning because it's way too hot. You know,
And that's a good point to bring up too, Mark, because as we was talking, you guys are pretty much going to decide whether or not we're going to do a second to a third or fourth or however many seasons we do this. We were talking about wanting to do this, maybe once a year and rotating in different locations. So we all have to be, because right now, from what it sounds like, is that me and the other person that's going to be on this trip with us, we're not used to that kind of neck of the woods, and so we're going to have to be the ones that have to kind of learn and adapt to where they live. And we're hoping, if this is a really good success, a really good turnout, we get a decent amount of views and maybe pick up a few new subscribers on the way. That would be awesome. That kind of shows us that you guys really, really enjoyed it, and there could be potentials for a season 2 to a season 3 of these 7-day challenges, or maybe even step it up a notch and maybe do 2 weeks next year, and then the third year we do 27 days, and then work our way up where we could do something like that in different states if we're all each one of us all live in a different state. And I think it'd be cool to kind of do each season in a different state, and someone's back of their neck of the woods. So
yeah, Chelsea, I have family down in Arizona, so anytime I would go down by Arizona or New Mexico, my cousin lives in Mesa, and we moved Grandma and Grandpa back up here 10 years ago. Well, we did it in May for number one is because I didn't want to go down there when it was 100 degrees. And in May, they have their pools and everything already still shut down. Well, it hit 90 by 10 o'clock in the morning. And I told my cousin, I said, we got to go cool off. This is crazy. I'm soaking wet already. So his pool wasn't cleaned. It wasn't open. There wasn't nothing. I just told him, turn the pumps on. And I jumped right in. And he's like, you are totally crazy. They're sitting out there in, I wouldn't say winter jackets, but it was a heavier than just like a wind jacket. And they're not used to that. I remember when I would come out of the service and I'd go on a 2-week leave and I'd go up by my grandparents in Arizona in December, and I'd be floating around the pool and I'd be watching everybody else, and they're sitting in jackets and snowmobile jackets because they're freezing, and it's 70 degrees out, and I'm laughing at them. I'm used to this cold temps. So,
and that's another thing too is I live in Midwest. We have nothing but cornfields surrounding us. We have more cornfield than we do woods or anything like that. So with the humidity that we face, we've had a few years here consistently where we've had 115 degrees with a heat index.
Bernie, the best thing that I can tell you about rattlesnake is rattlesnake tastes like rattlesnake, but for texture-wise, it's a cross between a chicken and fish, if you can understand that. It's flaky like a fish is, but at the same time, the meat structure is kind of like a chicken. Chelsea 70s isn't too bad, too hot. No, it was, but you got to remember, Chelsea, when it hits up here, if we're in the 80s and we got humidity at 85, 90%, it's miserable. Well, when you go down south, Arizona don't have humidity, it's dry heat.
Right.
So when you're playing around there, that's just like going into Devil's Canyon or anything like that. You look at the heat index in there. Or if you go across the pond, let's talk about Afghanistan or Iraq. In the summertime, in the daytime, you can be at 100-some degrees, and at nighttime, it can drop down to 30 and freezing. It's a big toll on your body. It's like scary how you can go from one extreme to another.
Yeah, Florida. I know trail trash is down there in Florida. I mean, I've been down there in the summertime, and I don't know how people do it down there. It's you got the heat and the humidity. And you go inland, if you're not on the ocean, then it's just, it can get brutal.
I don't like the fact that I walk outside and 2 minutes later I'm dripping from sweat because I'm already just soaked. I just can't.
Yeah. I would love to take you on one of the my daily adventures at work when we we're doing construction in that kind of weather, because I kid you not, that's kind of why we start. We actually have to start earlier. So if we know it's going to be a high heat index with the high temperatures roughly around 100 to 105 degrees, we'll start at 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll wake up at 1. We'll start at 2, get as much work as we can before that sun comes up in that heat. And I'm telling you, sometimes 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, it's already pushing 87, 90 degrees out because of that humidity that we have here. Being surrounded in a cornfield, it's super hot.
Yeah, I went on a mission trip down to Haiti, and by day 3, you're just constantly sweating. I realize, like, honestly, the heat's not as bad if you know you're going to sweat and you're not trying to stay dry. If you're trying to stay dry, you're miserable. But if you just know, hey, I'm going to sweat, it's actually kind of refreshing when you're drenched in sweat because you get a little bit of that,
Cool air.
Yeah.
Donald, actually, I have a cousin that lives in Bemidji. They have a brewery up there, so that is not out of and he loves to go and do winter camping and excursions out in the winter time. So that isn't too far off. If this kicks off, absolutely, I would love to go up to Bemidji and the Boundary Waters and spend, do a 7-day or 2-week up there. Obviously, up there, if I'm going there, I want to spend 2 weeks because there's so much to see up there. It's a beautiful time, especially in the winter time. But it can be very brutal too.
Absolutely.
That's the other cool thing is, Alaska, Canada, but Minnesota, they're all warmer than what we are right now. It's like we're getting that snow belt is just hammering us, and I don't understand it. So it's been the last couple of years as being worse and worse. I was hoping that this year was going to be lighter, and then I saw that it's going to be a little bit worse than it was the year before. The weather that we have now, we're getting snow and stuff like that. It's not as bad as what it has been in the past, but it's still. If you got to remember, the first day of winter for us is December 21st, so we're just starting into the winter season here, and our winter started in October.
Mm-hmm. It's I just looked on the map. I'm about 5 hours away from you. Of course, you got to go around Lake Michigan to get to you.
Yeah,
but we've had a little bit of snow. I was out on my elk hunt in Colorado, and we got our only little bit of snow. And then I came back, and by the time I got back, it was all melting, and we just had another couple inches. I've only plowed the driveway one time, and now it's all melted again. So
I wish.
that's last year we didn't have a ton of snow. The year before we had a lot, but I remember as a kid, I feel like I grew up in this area, and we always had just feet of snow. It seemed like all winter. Maybe I'm just misremembering it, but
we would go up to Hurley, or we would go to Land O'Lakes and stuff like that. We'd go up there snowmobiling, obviously because the trails up there are like highways. Just crazy how they do that. The roads are junky in the summertime, but you go there in the wintertime, they're beautiful because they're like highways. And I just remember we were taking the sleds off the trailer, and I go to jump off, and I'm about waist deep in snow, and I'm like, yeah, this is really going to work, trying to pull a snowmobile off and get going and this kind of stuff. And it's just like, it was brutal, but it was fun. Once you got on the trails, you're good to go, but you did not want to get off that trail because you knew what was going to happen. Tyler looks like the bearded monster.
Yeah, I get a lot of people. That's the reason I haven't shaved, is because everyone loves the beard. So I feel if I shave my beard off, you guys are gonna see how crappy I am really in the woods. So
I wouldn't even recognize you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a challenge all the way around. I mean, Tyler's coming up. He's got a pretty mellow season so far. Justin's got a pretty mellow season so far. The other guy that's coming up here's got a very mellow season so far. The stories that I heard is I don't think he's seen anything below 25 or 30, so he's going to have an eye opener. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting, and I think some of the videos that we're going to be doing, you guys, you're going to be laughing. You're going to be very amused by some of them, and you're going to be like, oh my God, what are these guys doing with other ones? It's going to be. We've got some really great ideas that we're getting down on paper, some fun things that we're going to be doing, and then there's going to be some a lot, I think, of old crap moments going on, and so it should be good.
I'll be acclimated. I was actually before you guys invited me to be part of the challenge here, I was planning on the last week in January being gone for a week, out doing some winter camping and right in Michigan. And so now I've condensed that down to just a weekend. I'm taking about 20 guys out in the woods, and it's going to be a blast. We've done that the last couple of years. We're going to be hot tenting it, so we're trying to give some guys some exposure to being out in the woods. And But so we'll have that canvas tent, but we're gonna be I'm gonna be sleeping outdoors. I'm sure I'll get at least one episode of that adventure for you. So I'll go up a day or two early, but I'm not going to go up the whole week early.
I know when I'm planning a big trip too, what I like to do too is I'll open the windows in my room, and I'll stick a fan in the window, and I'll drop my room down to the outside temperature, and I will sleep like that just to get used to that environment. And
Bet your
out in the
wife
cold.
appreciates that, eh?
Oh, I'm sleeping in the gun room, so we got a spare room that I got that has all that stuff. So when she wakes up in the morning and she says, "Yeah, it's 30 degrees in this house," and the door's closed, the furnace is trying to keep up, and it's been a little bit nicer having a fire going because it does the fire in the wood stove, it keeps it from getting out, I guess. But there's times when you wake up in the morning, you can see your breath. So
There you go. I'm getting. I love these beard jokes. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. I told Mark, I was like, he can try to take any kind of knife to this beard, but this beard is so strong. It's like a Superman's here. When they try to cut Superman's here, it just breaks the knife or scissors. That's what's gonna happen if that knife comes to this beard.
I use that axe.
I don't even know if that's gonna do it.
But another Justin Tyler's finding out the difference now between a normal axe that you'd buy every day and one of the old timers heavy duty axe, and he's finding out real quick the difference of swinging that big axe versus swinging a little axe.
Oh yeah, like I said, I hate to say anything bad about Gransford Brooks axes because I've used it for so long. I know so many people that do. But that Collins axe that I bought, that thing makes my life in the woods 10, 20 times easier than if I were to bring the other one. So I'm digging it.
You gotta, the problem in the old days, the loggers and the old boys use those axes because they're used to swinging them. And I'm guilty as charged. I go buy an axe in, wherever my cold steel is, and it's a 2.5 pound axe, and you sit there and you pound the crap out of a tree to get a tree down. And you wore yourself out before you get the tree down, and you got to take a break. Well, like I was explaining to Tyler, when you get into them heavier axes, it digs in better. You get more power behind that swing, and it takes half of that effort, but it is heavier. So the weight that you're carrying in, but what you get on output is such it's more rewarding. Right. And it's just a brute beast because you're pounding in stakes or something. You have to sit there and you just sit there a couple hits and she's in. I love swinging. Like I got a 5.5 pound maul, and it's one of those combos that's got the wedges on the side of it. And I love swinging that thing because when you want to split some wood, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Having the right tool for the right job makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Some of these comments in here, Trailer Chat says, "Thank you for your service and your family sacrifices." Well, thank you, sir, for serving also. I do have, Trail Trash, I do have a lot of vets that are part of our family here in the homestead, so there you'll see a bunch of people coming in that are vets. So they pop in. I got a couple lurkers that are always watching in the background, so... Trail Trash is talking about locks. What do I need locks for?
Oh, they're making fun of your bed. Your guns have their own bedroom.
Oh yeah.
So then,
hey, good gun needs a place to sleep too.
That's true.
I just feel bad for the guns when you open the window and put the fan in there, so they're gonna get cold.
Well, that's what's really funny is we wanted to see what my one dog was made out of. So one night I get this brainstorm ideas. Hey, I'm gonna go jump in and I'm gonna put my ghillie suit on and I'm gonna come in, and he was laying next to Moon, and I said, don't wake him up or nothing. And I said, when I get in there, then do some screaming. I'll see what this dog does, because he was a pup yet, and I'm like, I want to see what he's got. So I go and I put the ghillie suit on, and I come walking in, and she goes, and screams, and that dog's here from back to front. So it looked like a mohawk. He stood up and just, whoa! I'm like, oh crap, he's gonna eat me. He was just lit right up. And then I went like this, and I charged at him, and he went and hid behind her, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, big baby.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah,
Trail trash, lost all his guns in a boating accident.
that would
Yeah,
suck.
Man.
suck.
I'm finding new things that I love my high-powered rifles. I love my pistols. I love all that stuff. But I am really, really getting into these high-powered air rifles because they've come so long and so far. You think
Mm-hmm.
about it, you can take one of these high-powered air rifles. You can get 1,000 rounds for next to nothing. Now you go buy like the AR-10, the 308 round. You go buy a box of 308 rounds, and you're looking anywhere from $20 and up. I can buy 1,000 rounds for that high-powered air rifle, and it can do some damage at 75 yards. It can go through a 3/4 inch sheet of OSB. Well, in
Yeah.
military standards, that's a kill shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Travis, you're funny. Yeah, I lost all my guns in a boating accident too.
I know why he's saying that.
Yeah.
Mine were all stolen.
Well, speaking of which, like I said, I've had a subscriber who actually owns his own business when it comes to doing traps and doing air rifles, and he's going to be hooking us up with some of these traps and these air rifles that we could, potentially use out there if we do get that chance. Not only that, but it's not just for this series that we're doing. At least for my part, I know I plan on, doing some catch and cook videos later down the road when things are in season and, we can legally hunt and trap those, whatever it may be. So I am looking forward to that.
I actually, when I first started shooting air rifles, I think everybody owned the Daisy Red Ryder. That's what I first started with, and then the old Coleman pump. And then, but when you came out here within the last couple of years of some of these air rifles, especially over in UK where they can't have firearms without going through a whole bunch of rigmarole, and it's just terrible up there. Air rifles have gone to the extreme on some of the things they can do, like a 50 cal air rifle. That is serious, got some push behind it. That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they make them bigger and badder. So it's amazing what they're coming out with. So
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's really been somewhat of a trend when it comes to the more bushcrafting outdoor channels and air rifles. I don't know if you guys have noticed that either, but it seems to be like a lot of the bushcrafters are kind of getting into that whole air rifle, and it just kind of, it feels like a good mix in my opinion. I've
well,
noticed like quite a
one
few.
thing is they're cheaper to operate.
Yeah,
If you a 50 cal, I mean, that's a big hunk of lead going down range, and if you're able to do that with an air rifle, some of them now you can use arrows. You can use 50 cal bullets, or you can use arrows. So I think it has opened a whole different environment for us that are sportsmen, or for hunting and stuff like that. That's where it's going with that. And I mean, you think about it. You can pump it up. You can take it out in the woods. You can get multiple shots with that pump, and it's got enough punch behind it that you can take down some bigger game than what a normal air rifle was in the past.
Yeah. Hey, RV Kids TV just popped in, said he's new here. Welcome. Thanks for stopping into the chat. We're talking about a 7-day, 24-hour or 7-day winter extreme. I'm slaughtering the title, aren't I?
7-day
7-day
extreme winter
extreme
challenge.
winter challenge, survival challenge, and so we're kind of looking forward to that. February we'll be taking off, and it's gonna be a blast. There'll be 4 of us out there, and yeah. So I appreciate you joining the chat.
Absolutely. I mean, it's going to take things to a whole different level. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos out there that a 3-day challenge or an overnighter. We're going to be taking a infrared gun. It's a temperature gun, which is accurate to a half a degree. So we're going to have exactly readouts from that thing, which will show exactly what kind of environment that we're in. So we'll be showing that also in some of the videos. So we're going to be able to get you guys to as close as to what you guys have been asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie, I really like crossbows. Yeah, crossbows are very nice. They came a long way also. They used to be pain in the butt to cock. Now they got the cranks on there that'll help you to cock them. So if you were smaller and you couldn't pull that 170 pounds back, at least now you got something that you can crank it up there, get it going. And then you always had to have something to release them.
Dude, I just realized I never hit the like button.
Oh,
Thanks for reminding me, Trail Trash. I just got to hit the like button, so appreciate it. You guys do that for Mark.
and right next to your head is a share and like button right there. Big red thing. If you look
Yeah,
at
oh yeah, No, I'm watching. I've got the YouTube stream down here, but I'm watching you here, and I don't like.
exactly.
Yeah, so
I know. That's why I like the idea with some of the software we're using for this year. Obviously, we upgraded and went to Streamlabs, and using the Zoom. I'm getting 1080, and now with everybody's mics, I'm hoping after I watch it and we finish the stream, I'm going to go back and listen to make sure the audio, because that's one of the biggest problems with that Zoom had at that time was the audio. And running it through with Streamlabs, I can adjust that to make sure that our audio is equally the same. So if someone's not louder or quieter or anything like that, we can all be equal. But then I was able to put the chat out on a live stream for those people that are on cell phones. You guys can now see the chat without having to flip back and forth. Video quality, everybody's 1080. So if you guys go down to your icon on YouTube and you see that little cog wheel where it says HD, you can click on that and you can change your setting to according to what your bit rate and your speeds are. So if you've got a good internet connection, you can crank us all the way up to 1080 like we're broadcasting.
And then if you guys are on a mobile phone too, you guys can kind of click right on the video, and there's going to be those three dots. You click on those three dots right here, and it's going to pull down a menu, and you're going to go to quality. You can hit on that. You can change your quality. A lot of the times YouTube is going to automatically recommend due to your speed and service for your internet provider. Typically it's going to be around 360 to 480p resolution, but you guys can, we worked out a lot of kinks where we can do the higher definition live streaming. So if you guys want a better viewing pleasure, you guys can bump that up to 1080p. And that's not just for a live stream either. If you watch any of our videos, you can click that in 1080p, and guess what? If you haven't been doing that, you're going to see a video, even though you've already watched it, it's going to be like a whole new video to you guys too. Especially some of my videos. I know I have quite a few of the 4K videos on my channel too, which makes a huge difference when it comes to your pure enjoyment of watching videos.
And we dialed in too. We actually dialed and did a test run with the 4K cameras to do live streaming. So we've done that already.
Don Morris, no problem. No problem at all. And I want to thank you guys too. I mean, I see you guys in the live stream almost all the time, whether it be on my channel, Justin's channel, or Mark's channel. I see the same group of people all the time. And, you guys are the 10% of the subscribers that are fully committed in watching the content, because no matter what channel size people have, there's a 10% rule, which is you're only going to get 10% of your viewers to watch and participate in all of your content. You'll have the other people that are strictly just for the videos. You'll have people that are just strictly for your live streams, and then you're gonna have the 10% that are watching, commenting, posting, sharing, liking, all that good stuff. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys so much.
Absolutely, you guys make and break the channel. You guys are why we're here. If it was just us, we would have nothing without you guys. So just remember that. And I'm glad Donald just said, looks way better. Mine was at 480. Usually YouTube does not want to push 1080 unless you ask for it because it draws more from their system. So, and that goes for any one of the channels out there. You can change that over and you're going to see a lot better quality video. The difference in what we're doing now is we're taking it totally 1080. And every one of our cameras are, when I'm streaming off of Streamlabs is putting this out in 1080.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Trail
It's
Trash
not,
says, "Oh yeah, big difference." It is. It's a huge
yep.
difference.
And like I said,
Yeah.
you can do that on any video for any channel. You know, you're gonna find some of the channels, the bigger channels, especially they're gonna be shooting in 4K or 1080p. That's something that, you know, the three of us, we like to pride ourselves on, because, you know, we're not that high production level channel that you guys are watching, but at the same time we have that same we have the same setup that we can do that, and that's what we do. We shoot that, you know, crystal clear 1080p video at 60 frames a second, or, you know, 4,000 4K and, you know, 24 to 60 frames a second. So it makes it for a lot better. So
You guys, you know,
yeah.
the other thing too is you're not going to get this kind of, you know, my biggest thing in 2020 for our channel, for the homesteading channel, because live streams are coming out and they're becoming a lot more popular than just videos. So the people that are like us that are in the wintertime, live streaming became the new pick me up, because it helps to create content for you guys when our downtime is. So there's a lot of time on the computers behind the scenes that most people don't realize, and we're always constantly. Tyler can vouch for this one. I'm always out there looking for something better, and they say, "Why you got to mess with something when it ain't broken?" But I push everything that I can to the extreme, because I want to get the best quality for you guys out there, because I think you guys deserve that. If you're spending that time here watching our videos and listening to us in our live streams, you want to be able, for number one, to hear us and make sure that's crystal clear, and being able to see us is another good thing. So we're pushing the envelope a lot farther than what most people are when it comes to doing the lives and stuff like that. And the video quality that you're going to see here with the 4K cameras and the, you know, the other things, you're going to see things that most people don't have yet. I'm only that I know of right now trying to push for 4K live streaming. I mean, we have the capabilities. YouTube is one that's lacking.
Yeah, I've not done any. I strategically film in 4K if I know I want to blow it up and zoom and, you know, be able to manipulate it. But I've just stuck with a 1080 in terms of my upload stuff. This is back to what Tyler was saying a second ago. It's so awesome to be a part of this community. This is I don't know if you can see it, if I can get it to you, but like up until the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I go for my watch time from subscribers, and it was like 80%, 90% unsubscribed to 3% subscribed, and it's flip flopped. I mean, it's like right now 50%, 53% not, and 46%. But it's it's still pulling in data from a while back. You guys are just awesome, and I know there's a lot of people in here. I recognize your names. You're over in my live stream, and it just I know I said it on my live stream, but it makes it so much more enjoyable for us as content creators that there's a community of people that are engaged with it. You know what I mean? It's easy to lose steam, like, throw out a video and you get 15 or 20 views after 4 weeks, and now it's pop a video up and it's it's fun, and for me it's not about we all want our channels to grow, right? We want to expand our audience and our influence and things like that, but it's really about developing that community, at least for me, where like I'm having just as much fun watching some of your channels as hopefully you are watching mine, and it's just a whole new part of YouTube that is just like, it just honestly blown my mind. It's so much fun. It makes me want to get out there and do this more and just connect with you guys and do more live streams and just.
I totally agree. It's that's the thing that you're saying. We was all there. We was all there at one point in one time. I was uploading videos. I still have a few videos on my channel that I think they have like 15 views. Because they're so old.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing too when it comes to YouTube. That's the dark side of YouTube that you don't really hear about from creators, is that especially I can speak for you because of the way you edit and you film. I mean, it's right up there top notch with some of the other bigger YouTube channels. So it does get discouraging when you put maybe you went on spent a whole day out in the woods. You spent, a good 8 hours out there filming, and you came back and you spent another, 12 to 16 hours in uh, editing. We're talking a full day's worth of work just to get 15 views, and that's kind of the downside, and that's what a lot of YouTube creators, as we shoot these videos and we make them, that's kind of what we'll have a lot of issues with, is trying to cope with knowing that I mean, like I said, I was there at one point too, where I was putting out videos, and I'd put a lot of hard time and energy into them, and I'd get maybe 10, 15 views on it, and I kind of, for a while there, I was kind of thinking, well, what's the point, until I just kind of looked past that, and I found, I hear recently, you're not the same. I've been doing everything on myself for the longest time. It wasn't until recently that I found a small community of people that are like-minded. They want their channels to be successful too. They're supporting each other, which I think if I would have had that way back then, it's only been a year, but I think it would have helped me a lot. Knowing that there was a community out there that's so willing to help and all that good stuff.
Not only that, is you think about it this way, guys, by giving someone or a smaller channel than you that chance, that once in a lifetime chance to actually get somewhere, because in the beginning everybody knows YouTube is tough. You're treading water that you're already 2 foot under. It's hard to get yourself just up out of the water. But then when a channel comes around and gives you that extra boost, so if you're in that situation, just remember, everybody starts out at the bottom. And let me tell you, that hole in the bottom of YouTube basement's a deep one. And if you got that chance to help someone else out, and you feel comfortable doing that, do it. Help them out. For the longest time when I first started out my channels, I was doing shout outs. Hey, I really like this channel. I was smaller than what they were, but I was shouting them out saying, hey, I really like this channel. This channel has a bunch of good information. And it just happened that somebody came across that shout out. Didn't even know I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the other thing is do that, because not only does that help that person else out, because they're like, hey, look at this guy's watching me, and he took the time to give me that shout out. I'm going to do something in return because it was just a nice gesture. You're going to find that out there. And that is a key to making a community, is because you're going to have your own community, and you're going to have your true subscribers to you that are going to sit there and they're going to be behind you 100%. And then you're going to have those others that come and go at the same time. So don't, when you do get up and you wake up in the morning and you went to bed and you had 500 subscribers, and you wake up and you're down to 480 or 400, and you just found out that YouTube did a purge, and all the dead weight that was in your channel has now disappeared, don't get discouraged, because it will pick back up.
Yep. The best way to explain it is YouTube is a roller coaster full of emotions. You're going to have your highs, your lows, your middles. And they come just like a roller coaster. You'll start off at the bottom. Next thing you know, you're jumping up to the top. And as soon as you're up on the top and you think everything is good, you go flying straight down. And, you just got to hold your head up. I know that's weird coming from me, because I'm one of those people, I get really angry, or I react really quickly. If, like here last month, I lost 371 subscribers in one night. For some of my size channel, that still hurts quite a bit. And, I was angry, I was frustrated. But, I have a community like with Mark. I called him up and he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, man, I just lost, 370 subscribers. That's, almost a quarter of what I have. And, I don't know what to do. I think I'm done. And he's like, no, don't do that. Think about the people that are in your live streams every day. Think about the people who, when you do a shout out, guess who pops over? Those people, don't let them down. So, like I said, I'm very blessed to have, people like Mark and now Justin, part of the, the YouTube family, where, help each other out and all that good stuff.
Oh, Blood's
Absolutely.
in here. Powell, baby. Hey, Blood. Thanks for joining us. So that's the other thing too, guys, is you're going to have a lot of different people that are going to pop in and out as you see. Nicholas Green Outdoors is in the house.
What's going on, Nick?
So you know, do the things to help out your other channels. If you see somebody that's out there that you enjoy and you think they have that content that get them to the next step, and you're able to do it, help them out.
Yep.
Right. I was talking with, who was, I think it was, I can't remember what channel it was. I don't know if it was Trapper Jay or not, but I was kind of shouting out Nick, Nicholas Green Outdoors. And, he was looking at it and he actually knew who it was because the name sounded familiar. And he's like, that guy has 453,000 subscribers. He's like, why are you shouting him out? I'm like, you know what? There's channels that I know that come into my live streams with over 4 million subscribers that a lot of people don't even know, so the numbers really doesn't matter, because if you like something, share it out, help them out, even if I can get one or two people to jump over there, that's one or two more people they didn't have,
That's the biggest thing too is if you don't understand the YouTube and the way they work, the bigger channels come in your live streams and people don't know it, but there's a reason why he's highlighted with a check mark. So if you see somebody in your channel that are in an area, Nicholas now, because he's been live streamed, he's been on our panels, he's been a part of chats with us. He comes in here all the time, guys, and that's what's cool is he's just because he's got a big channel, he's still a young man trying to learn his way in life, like we all are.
And I say, if you guys haven't checked out his second anniversary to his 70 subscriber special, check it out. It's kind of that nostalgic feel, at least for me, because I remember watching that video when he did it, and I watched it with, I think I had roughly around 480 views on it. If you go back and look at that video, he's got 12 million views on that video.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to kind of incorporate that for the 1 year anniversary, that was awesome. That, to me, for someone being as young as he is, to kind of know that, hey, that worked out really good the first time. I bet you people want to see like some kind of anniversary video for that. He's very smart. He definitely deserves his spot, here on YouTube, on where he stands for this channel, because he knows and he incorporates those things into his channel, kind of like, what we do. I think that's very awesome.
Hey, there's Zeb's Survival. There's another one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know that channel too.
There's a lot of channels that like I said, that will be that pop in time and time again. So if you're new to my channel, or you're new to the chat, or you're new to Justin's channel, these other channels, because of seeing us who we belong to, they're going to follow those. So that makes that group bigger. So if you're looking for that way to grow your channel, if you're looking for that outlet, there it is being a part of a group. It doesn't matter if you're a homesteader, or if you're bushcraft, or if you're a gamer, any of those stuff that's out there. I've got people that come in here that are from the makeup community because they just like to hang out and learn about stuff.
Like I said, you guys aren't going to be disappointed. Everyone that's saying that they just subscribed to Nick, I mean, do me a favor. Besides, watching all of his content, go back to that video I was telling you about, the 70 subscriber special video. He was young when he did it. He's still young, obviously.
I was going to say, he's still young.
He's still young, obviously, but that video, the way he did it, and I'm sure he didn't realize it at the time, that he had captivated and motivated so many people in that video. And I think that's why that video, besides, his filming and his editing, because, there's a lot of that plays into that video too. I mean, he knew without knowing what he was doing, if that makes sense. He had everything right for that video. It was a great video. And that second video that he just released here a couple days ago from the 1 year anniversary of that video is just as awesome. They said that he's got an upgraded now. So if you go back and watch from a year ago what he was camping in to what he's camping in now, it is just, I mean, to me, like, I'm smiling because I'm enjoying every bit of that. I mean, that's so awesome to see stuff like that,
And there's somebody that just popped into the chat that I gotta let everybody know. If you want someone to go into your stuff and do things that was unbelievable, I mean, because watch playlists, and watching playlists through and telling parts of that video that the only way that you're going to see that is if you totally watch it all the way through and spent a lot of time on my channel watching videos, that's Mary. She has been a huge supporter of this channel since the day that she came on here.
Absolutely.
And she contacts and talks about and does so many things. So if you guys are looking for someone that will support you that way, go and check out Mary. She's in the chat right now. Blood's another one. Blood helps other channels grow. I'm not, I know a lot of good people that are grow channels. They do their thing and I do mine, but he's out there to participate and to help out other channels and do the shout outs for them, get them intertwined with people, and opens the door. But after that door's open, then it's up to the person themselves. But Blood is out there to show you in the right direction.
It's still stuck in my head, that pow every time. It's just like, you didn't have to do it, but you did.
Well, that's just like if he pops in here, Farmall's been around and been a part of my channel for a very long time. He's another one, and he's close to me because he's a farm boy, and I was raised on a farm, so that's a big influence right there. And I like to go and watch the older farm equipment. I like the old Farmalls. I like the front nose and the short nose and all that different stuff in it, all that kind of stuff. So that's really cool to see. So.
Yeah, like I said, you'll be surprised. I remember the first time I had, and there's a little story behind it. I was doing a live stream, and I had Skippy62 Abel on my live stream. If anyone knows who that is, that's LA Beast. He's the guy that kind of ate that cactus, and he does a lot of those weird, crazy challenges. He's a really funny, really smart guy. But you know what the crazy part is back like freshman year in high school when YouTube was kind of new. He was the first person I ever watched on YouTube. He's the first person I ever subscribed to. And, I was watching some of the crazy stuff. He was a competitive eater. He holds a lot of world record challenges. He was just, the first person I ever called a YouTuber. Before there was YouTubers, he was one of the, I want to say he's like one of the first 100 YouTubers on YouTube. And I was watching him. And, I grew up watching him all the way up until I started my own channel. And I'm doing a live stream and he pops in and I'm just like, how awesome is this? I mean, he's got 2.5 million subscribers and he's someone who I watched at such an early age. I was supporting his channel and here he is now supporting my channel. He'll leave super chats. He'll leave comments. He talks about it every time he goes live. I mean, that's just awesome, So the kind of stuff that you can build on YouTube is just phenomenal.
The other thing too, guys, is that when you get people like that in your chat, you get Farmall or you get Blood, and they go on their live stream and say, hey, go raid this other channel. Because you got to remember when Blood, Farmall, any of these guys that are bigger, if they go live, they're going to pop in there within 30, 40 seconds and they got 40 some people in their room and they leave that little thing there, go, hey, I really like this guy, go check him out. That's how your channel starts to grow. That's how it's done the right way.
Awesome.
Mary says hi, Tyler.
Hello, Mary. I am glad to see you over here. Again, thank you so much, like I said, for my subscribers that come from my channel and they come over here and they want to hang out and support Mark as well. I think that's awesome. And Justin too. Like, I tell you, I was on cloud 9 the other night when Justin went live and I did a quick little live stream shout out video for him. And we was in the house with, I think, 5-6 people in there, and next thing you know, he's up to like 26, 28 people in there. That to me was like one of the best feelings ever. That was my sense of accomplishment, was being able to help someone in such a short time like that, and then have everyone come over. I mean, that was just awesome.
For a while there, I was watching us, and we were, for the views on our channels when we did that shout out for Justin, we were neck and neck.
Dude, you guys were blown away. I was overwhelmed. I've never like, I didn't even have to, like any other live stream I've ever done, I didn't even have to scroll to see all the comments. Right? It was just like they're all on the same page, and I was just like, I didn't even know what to do. I was about ready to, I don't know. So that was, no, I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate. I'm serious. It's been this is the people that are in this chat right now. I know most of you. I've subscribed to, if you've got a channel, I've probably subscribe to it, but it is so much fun. You guys rock, and it just makes you want to produce great content for great people. You know, so
we talk about certain ones, but there's other ones out there too. You know, Chelsea has been since day one that Tyler introduced him to me. He's always been here. You have Blake the same way. You have Trail Trash has been the same way since day one that I started. That Tyler introduced him to my channel.
Yep.
They've been here.
I'll be honest. Like I've watched some of these, and I can't remember, all the videos I watch sometimes. But like Trail Trash, they're putting out some good content. So if you, I like it personally. I think we all have different interests and tastes and stuff. But like, I think if you haven't checked them out, at least you got to go subscribe to their channel, watch a few videos. Someone mentioned the River Rat series they just started. That's great. Sorry I missed your live stream last night, guys. I didn't realize. So, but
I didn't even get a notification. I didn't know until Tyler told me this morning.
Well, I cashed after my live stream, and I just I kind of popped into yours for a little while, and then I'm like, adios, and then I was out of it. So,
yeah, it's like I said, it's awesome. Like to us as creators, because I can sit here and say, hey, go check this person out, and you guys do. You'll see a lot of channels that they'll shout this person out, and maybe they'll get 2 or 3 people that kind of wander over there. Even for the bigger channels, like I said, I get shouted out by bigger channels, like I said, LA Beast, who has 2.5 million subscribers, but here I'm sitting, at 2,300. And that's neither here or there. But what I'm trying to get at is that, my subscribers, you guys are awesome. You guys are some of the most loyal people I ever know, and it truly does mean a lot.
Hey, Chaucer has a great idea for you, Tyler. Do that just before the Winter Survival Challenge.
A full head shave. Just for oh man,
dude, what if you tuned in to the Extreme Winter Survival Challenge and Tyler's shaved his head bald? What would you do? I wouldn't even let him at Mark's house. I don't even recognize you.
Get away, you skinhead.
I don't live here, but that's not.
I think my dogs would think, hey, there's some lunch coming up the driveway. See you later, Sandy K. Thank you so much for joining us. Glad you could jump in for a little bit. Yeah, that's the other cool thing, guys, about doing these collabs is you get to meet people from all around the U.S. That's really cool. And I can tell you from in person, being on live streams with somebody is cool enough, and getting to know somebody, truly get to know somebody by doing that. But actually physically meeting that person and spending the time with them so that you can actually see each other's tributes and what you're actually doing is really cool. I mean, if you guys have that chance to do a collab and something like that, take that opportunity, because it can turn out to be a once in a lifetime experience for you. I've done a few already where I went and met other YouTubers and did some overnight camping, and it was really, really cool. Went and did met some homesteaders. That's really cool. So you can do that kind of stuff, and it makes it interesting.
See, it was this time last year, the 13th or the 15th, I think, last year. That's the first time I got to meet any other YouTuber. That's when me and Joe Robinette hang out. We hanged out at Canoecopia. Afterwards, we went and had dinner, and I'll tell you what, it was the best feeling ever. To finally meet someone who you've talked to and who you've supported for so long, to just meet them was really awesome. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. And Donald Morris, it's no problem. I am glad that you find enjoying finding these other channels to watch. Because I think Donald came from strictly watching Joe Robinette to jump over to my channel, and then meeting and introducing everyone else. Now, that's awesome.
Yeah, Mary said that's my favorite part. Made so many friends. I'm new to this community, really, but I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah, like I said, here in 5 days, I'll be on YouTube for 1 year now. I started this back in January 10th, 2019, and I've had a blast. And like I said, I've had my ups, I've had my downs here on YouTube. So I'm really looking forward to this whole year is just going to be nothing but crazy, amazing videos and all that good stuff.
Keep that in mind, Chelsea, because the next time I get down to or down by Mexico area down there, I'll look you up. I'll be making sure it's in the middle of winter time, but we can
Yeah,
do
there you
something
go.
like that. Because I am not good. I'm not happy when I'm sweating. I'll tell you that right now. That's one thing sweating a little bit is all right, but when you're drenched by time 5 minutes after you walk out the door, to me that ain't fun. And that's the other thing I love about that trail trash just brought that up. This is one of the things that I truly, truly love about the outdoors, is that winter camping, there's no mosquitoes. I love it.
Mhm.
Mosquitoes suck, man. And literally, besides sucking the blood and the life out of you, when you're sitting there flying around your head and they're the size of torpedoes trying to pick you up and carry you away, it's a miserable time out there. And there's only so much that you can do. They annoy you. They get in your eyes like the black flies, the little gnats. Them things are terrible too. They bite at you. I mean, I love winter camping just because the fact is that there's no bugs, there's no ticks, there's no mosquitoes, nothing. You get to enjoy the outdoors. So I'll take the cold environment over that any day.
Yeah, like I said, you'll be amazed at who kind of follows or stumbles across your channel. Like I said, I've had bigger channels that I stumbled across that's ran into my channel, and another one, a random one. Like it seems like I get random channels that follow me at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a little weird. But one of them was One Step Survival. And he's kind of got a bigger channel too. I think he's got roughly 80,000 plus subscribers. He's got a really good community too. He invited me into a Discord chat with him. I've been doing that for the last couple of days now. Of course, late at night when I have time to kind of catch up on everything else outside of YouTube. He's got a really good community there too, that he kind of brings all of his subscribers into like a Discord chat to kind of get that more one-on-one and get to know better too. And I think that was kind of cool. I've been thinking about the idea of setting some up like that too.
Trail trats, we do use permethrin. I actually have a video where we soak our clothes and let them hang dry, and it does do a lot and helps. But when it gets to a point here in the summertime when they're just beastly, they're terrible, and they'll attack every area that doesn't have clothes on it. Donald says, I'm going to binge Tyler's channel till you guys leave. Fowler usually is bringing my tablet. Was on a fan of Alone. Then he won.
Yep. It's it's crazy because you never know who was part of that show. You know about the winners. You know about the people that lead the first day, but there's a lot of people out there that you don't know how far they went. People that I can tell you one thing. I know last year for season 7 there was over 8,300 people that applied to be on that show, and there was only 20 people that were hand chosen to be part of that show into that final 10. Like you said, you just never know who's got that skill set and who's been on that show and made it so far away.
There's the other thing too, guys, is the guys that do the Alone series, or they have to make videos to show what they're made of, and that becomes somebody else's property then. So these guys can't even go and show what they're capable of those videos. So however many videos they ask them to do, they can't use any of that footage. So you guys don't get to see the behind the scenes. Like Tyler just said, there's how many? 8,000 you said, Tyler?
Yeah, about 8,303 people that applied just for last year's season.
Wow, that's just like huge. And Trail, yeah, I know about the sulfur. A lot of times too, is we take our garlic. We make our own kind of tincture for ticks and mosquitoes. We use garlic and some of the other herbs that are in the garden. I think there's rosemary. There's a couple other ones in there, and we make a spray that works pretty well. But when you're in the deep thick of the woods, I've already had DEET on me, and they didn't bother them. But there is a trick that does work really well, and when you watch our survival series coming up here, you will see me making them, and they work awesome in the summertime.
Sweet. So you're going to keep the mosquitoes off us when we're out there.
Yeah, I'm going to keep everything
Blake,
off.
Blake Hurst to eat matches. You guys ever heard of that? I tried that, and I swear it worked. But I even talked my wife into eating a bunch of match heads, and she didn't feel like it worked.
I'll tell you another way that works really
The
well.
sulfur.
You just eat some hard-boiled eggs before you go out. You got enough sulfur in you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty,
How about some deviled eggs? Would that work? Smoked deviled eggs?
That'll work
you
too.
know, I think I just saw videos. I can't remember who it was. Probably some Yahoo or whatnot that made a deviled egg, smoked deviled eggs. I can't pinpoint who it was, but
It was my idea. I'm going to post a video about that.
okay.
You know, there was the old one of the tricks that I
Just
used
kidding.
to do. It's hilarious. If you're anybody in the chat that's a welder, if this kind of is kind of disgusting, so if you are light on the ears, don't listen for this. But as welders, they use a fresh air return because they're always welding. They're underneath the soot, so they have an air system on, a breathing system. And what the guys used to do for a joke, and they thought it was funny, is they'd be welding, and somebody would go and they'd pass gas right next to that air system. and instantly your whole mask smells like something you don't want, and and you're like, you son of, and you whip your mask off because now you're breathing in somebody else's gas. Well, I thought I'd make it really interesting and tell these guys, I said, if you can smell poop from a fart, there's poop particles in that fart, and you guys are taking that in your mouth, your nose. There's probably 20 guys going and just looking at each other with this, like, I'm going to kill you, because they've been doing this nasty trick to everybody for how many years. They've been farting in everybody's air intake. But the old sulfur trick by eating eggs, if you want to get your own little air freshener going for out in the woods, that's a good way of doing it.
Like I said time and time again, Chaucer, you're a very smart man. You know a lot. Sometimes it's a little scary what you know, but yes, you are 1,000% right.
I know somebody else that is real close to me that she has that permission. She can see things and she'll tell you something, and you're like, nah, that's not right. And all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, it's dead nuts. Onions and eggs, garlic is the best, absolutely. But people don't like you when you usually do that, especially me.
Oh, you guys don't like me. And my wife will verify that. If I eat any kind of onions or eggs, yeah, you guys are in trouble.
Build my own shelter.
There you go. You ain't gonna want to buck with me. I'll tell you that right now.
So in other words, Justin, if we hear backblast area clear, we're gonna start running because I know what's
Yeah,
going on.
I'm not sniffing poop particles up my nose all night.
I don't know. I'd tell you what, though, just by doing even these live streams, hanging out, laughing, having a good time. I mean, like I said, it's amazing. It's fun, and I cannot wait until.
I'm just thinking in my head, we'll be all out there that nighttime. We'll pick up a lighter to light something. Boom! There goes the shelter we just built. Because Tyler,
you want to see a good fire tender, a good fire being built right there. There you go.
Oh crap! Boom!
Dude, between that and the hot peppers we're eating, we'll be able to start a fire no problem.
Yeah, I don't think fire is at least our worries.
We got gas and hot peppers. We're all good to go.
Nothing else. In the middle of the night,
And then
a scream come out of the woods.
Trail Trash and Donald Morris, I think those guys have us eating match heads. So we got spicy peppers, we got match heads, and we got egg and gas. So like onions. Man, you guys are in for an epic adventure like you've never seen before.
I'll tell you what, that would be. We wouldn't have to go look for a Yeti out in the woods because you're going to hear people screaming out there in the middle of the night.
They're gonna have the Finding Bigfoot cast down here. Like, we heard some screams, we heard some yells, and
there was some howling in the woods. Everybody's going to be calling in the Bigfoot investigators to come out there to find out.
there's gonna be a paranormal event about an awkward smell that's in the air that they can't figure out what's coming from.
They'll shine the light out there and they see a glimpse of Tyler's beard, and they're going to think if they just saw Bigfoot. That'd be hilarious.
Go behind a tree. What is that? Oh, it's a Bigfoot.
He's bent over behind a tree doing his thing, and they go, "Oh, look at that! We found Bigfoot. He's taking a dump."
There you go.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's stupid, but it works. It's not stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done some really, really stupid stuff to try to keep the bugs off me. But yeah, that's just all that stuff, that potent stuff, that's asking for some problems.
But see, where I go, there's a lot of one of the main places I like to go camp for extended amount of times. They have a really bad termite population or termite situation there. And what I figured out, I read it through an old book through the library, is if you take up termites and you crush them up, as long as you can get past that fear of termites, if you have them or whatnot, if you take those up and you rub those all over your body, mosquitoes cannot stand the ammonia that's inside the termites. So that to me is one of the best non-artificial bug repellent out there that you can get. Besides maybe some charcoal or something like that.
Mary. Only you can prevent forest fires. Well, see, the good news is at least we're taking out in the middle of winter. We got a lot of water base around us.
Here recently we've been having a lot of talk about sightings of a Bigfoot or a Yeti or something like that.
Were you all walking around at night?
What do you mean?
I said, were you all walking around at night?
No. We had one at Yellow National Forest up here. It's northwest of Iowa. It's about 3 hours away from where I am. There was a sighting not that long ago, like a week ago. And I know a lot of people that have outdoor channels. I know a lot of people ask, have you ever seen or anything like that? I have not actually ever seen, something that would resemble a Bigfoot, but I do have a story. One of the times I was out camping, it was me and my buddy Sean. We had our hammocks up. It was late at night. It was probably roughly 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And we had a big, your average size camping site, with a bench and, it had a little plateau where you can set your tent up on. And it has a really nice overlook of what's going on. So we had everything set up. And, man, we felt the ground shaking. We're talking our trees are hooked up to these great big white oak trees. Those trees are just massive, dense, really hard wood. But we really felt like some kind of vibration. Anyone that's ever done construction in one of those packers, that's kind of what it felt like. It was running through our camp. And I kid you not, it was like maybe 2 or 3 steps, is whatever it was that took it. And it had our camp, we just tore apart upside down, had the fire out, knocked over my tarp that I had above me for my hammock. We had a pile of wood that we had to get through the night, and it just kind of like kicked that stuff all over. And where I live, the only thing we have here is really deer. Once every 10 years, we'll have a bear sighting. Like one in every 20 years, we'll have a cougar sighting or something like that. We haven't ever had any kind of animals out there that could kind of do something like what we experienced. And like I said, it was like maybe 2 or 3 steps and it was gone. All you saw was the bushes and trees kind of bending over where it had took off at. But to be honest with you guys, even though I had my gun and everything with me, I was so scared. I was so shooken up after that. I didn't want to go chase something out, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning out through the woods in a place I'm not familiar with. Mm-hmm. So needless to say, that whole night we stayed up. We was kind of packing. One person was packing. One person had a lookout, make sure whatever it was wasn't coming back. So
one of the things that guys in the chat that we're gonna have deal with is we're in prime wolf territory, and we have some big packs. And where I'm taking these guys, it's in prime wolf habitat. If anybody knows, wolves follow their food source, and they will station around the areas. And in the wintertime here in Wisconsin, when the snow is so deep, the deer will turn to the cedar swamps because, for one, there's less snow, and number two, they'll start to eat branches off the cedar trees and stuff like that. That's why deer season doesn't start, like bow season stuff don't start till later, because in the springtime you're able to get that cedar out of the animals. That's the tannins that they've eaten all winter long. So we are going to be in prime wolf habitat. So that is one of the things that we also get to look forward to while we're out there. Not only do we have to worry about what we're doing as make sure that's safe, is that we're not at the top of the food chain out there.
Right.
So when Tyler decides to go and beat a Sasquatch in the middle of the night in the woods,
See, the good thing about me is this beard is very intimidating. So I think if I run into any kind of wolves, they're just gonna back right down because they're gonna know who the alpha male is.
I was up in northern Ontario this summer, and we were joking around because I saw a black bear. If you know anything about black bear, they see you, they take off. They're they're not gonna. So the big joke was I'm like, I was with my buddy Tyler. I'm like, hey Tyler, there's a bear, and the bear like hadn't even seen me. We're floating down the river. As soon as I looked up, I said, hey Tyler, there's a bear. It looked up at me and it took off running. And I said, it's the beard. It's right here. It's the beard. The beard scared him away.
Oh, we were going out and we were picking raspberries. You can go down the trestles, and I mean, for miles you have nothing but berries all the way through this. So we're out picking blackberries and raspberries and stuff, and we happen to turn a corner and we're gonna go and we're gonna walk up, and I had my cousins with me, and all of a sudden we all just stop because this black bear stands up in the middle of the berry patch, and I'm like, just back up really slow. He didn't move. It was like he was standing there going, no, this is my patch. You guys go find something else. And I'm like, I don't know if he's got a cub with him or her or what, what's going on here. So we started backing away, and he just went back down to doing his business and eating. And we get back, and I mean, we get back home, and everybody's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Everybody's white as a ghost saying, oh, yeah, we were like 10 feet away from a bear.
Dude, I almost had an encounter. I was that same trip. I was kayaking down the river, and there was a mama bear and her cub that were running alongside the bank, and it ran up ahead of me and went to cross the river, just below the rapids as I'm coming through, and I had to backpedal my boat. I'm filming it. It's my Northern Ontario adventure. I think it's like episode 5, and you'll see. I got a shot of the bear running down the side, and then you can see it get in the water. Then I'm fumbling around with my camera trying to backpedal. Had I not backpedaled, I would have just like the trajectory would have been like I would have been like right over top of that bear. And it's like that was a pretty crazy deal. They just happened to decide they want to cross the river right in front of me.
Black bears are nice and stuff because they do tend to run until they have a cub with them.
Right.
And the other
that's a mama and baby, yeah.
Another thing that black bear is in the springtime when they just get out of their dens because they have one thing on their mind, and that's eating. And they get a little ornery when in the springtime around here, and then obviously when the cubs are around, they really get ornery.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have some bigger black bears around too, so that's another. I'm not going to be too worried because they're in hibernation. So
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we are. What time is it? It's almost 11 o'clock, guys. So we're gonna shut her down. I just wanted to introduce our fourth member to the family and YouTube here, and so that you guys can meet Justin. And obviously, everybody has met him already, but he's going to be joining us on our 7-day adventure. And then to let you guys know that we will be flip-flopping the podcast. So now with me being on the off shift on second shift, I think Tyler was talking about doing them on Saturdays for the podcast. So we'll be flip-flopping them back and forth, and we'll let you know during the podcast which channel for next week we'll be having it, so you guys will have a good, clear understanding. And obviously here in February, in the first or the second week of February, we won't be seeing much of us because we'll be in the woods. But keep in mind we will be coming back. Hopefully if Tyler's got a good signal, because I got a really crappy cell phone because I'm cheap. So he's got a better cell phone, so maybe we can do a little live stream or something while we're out there. That'd be kind of cool.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. Sweet. Well, I'm excited, guys. I appreciate you letting me be a part of it. Chaucer, it sounds like he guessed me before anybody let the cat out of the bag. So yeah. I'm new to the community. I'm new to a lot of you guys. I have a video that I've never posted on YouTube, but I'm gonna pop it in there on my channel later on. I've got an episode of my elk hunt that's gonna air in a couple days, but then maybe Thursday, I'm going to pop that up there just so you guys can get to know me a little bit, kind of my background. It's just a quick 5-minute video that just introduces how I got into outdoors, bushcraft, all that kind of stuff, and where that started. So, yeah, not to just promote my channel and whatever, but
No,
that's I'm so happy to get to know you guys. I want to do that this week, so I need to kind of refine it a little bit, but I'll get it uploaded. That way you can get to know me as you're getting excited about this winter challenge.
Tim is all right. He made it. So, Tyler, got anything you want to say before we shut her down?
No, for like I said, anyone that even just joined now, make sure you hit that like button. We've been on here for a couple of hours now. We still have a few things that we need to discuss off camera, about this or that, and I want to make sure we can get everything out of the way and get some rest because we're going to be needing it because this is going to be an adventure, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope we can make it, to the best of our ability for you guys to enjoy. And thank you again so much for everyone who's helped out in any kind of way. And we will see you guys on the next one.
Sounds good, guys. So I want to thank everybody for coming in and joining us. And the chat will continue to roll here for you guys that want to say your goodbyes. Like always, you guys take care. God bless.
I hate leaving with 18 people in here, but yeah, you guys are all awesome. Like I said, each and every one of you guys who's participated and caught up on a lot of older videos. That's the thing too with a lot of people that just join your channel is they kind of just go from there on looking forward to your videos. Not too many people kind of go back to the very beginning and see where you started at. You guys watch some of my videos compared to what I used to do compared to now. I think you guys can all agree that there's a big improvement. So, thank you again, everyone.
All right, guys. You guys take care. Like always, be safe.
Anyone going live?
Oh yeah, is anybody out in the chat right now that wants to go live, and we will come over and we'll raid you. So if anybody wants to throw their live stream up real quick,
Looks like Rolling Homestead's live.
So you got 19 people in the house right now. If you want to go live, and we'll all come over by yours. That's kind of the other thing we like to do is anybody that is wanting to do that, we have no problem.
Any takers? Going once? Going twice?
I don't know. You have anybody on there that's live right now, Tyler?
Let me check. No, but I tell you what, let's try something new. I'm going to post in the link. I'm going to post a channel in here. I want you guys to check out one of his videos, and I want you to say, this is a Tyler Wood and Rolling Homestead raid, and watch one of the videos. He's a bigger YouTuber who's always supported me, and I want to kind of show the favor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this link with you guys. Whoops. And then you guys can check out this. This is a video raid, but check this channel out. Like I said, he has supported me in so many ways. It's really awesome. So I'm just gonna drop this in the chat if I can get it to work. I'm having issues. Here we go. His name is Kevin, LA Beast. Like I said, I just clicked on one of his random videos. Just pop in there. I think this one's a really good one too. He's a really cool guy. You guys are gonna fall in love with it. And just leave a comment saying you came from Tyler Wood Bushcraft and Rolling Homestead Wild Edibles. We was talking about you, and all that good stuff. So that's
all right, guys. So you guys all take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Be safe, and God bless.
All right, God bless, guys. Good night.
Right.